All right, again, this is Chapter 1 review. We're doing 11 and 12 real quick. All right, so let me erase this from the previous video so it's not a distraction. Given R is -7, 4, and S of the segment RS, find the coordinates of the midpoint. Well, technically, you don't even need that because remember, your midpoint is, and I'll write it over here, your midpoint is add up your X's and divide by 2, average them, and then average your Y's. Add them up and divide by 2. Okay, so you don't even need the chart for that. So if, add up my X's, so that's -7 plus 5 divided by 2. So that's what? 7 and 5 is 12. So -7 plus 5 is actually -2 divided by 2, which is -1. And then let's do the Y's. 4 and -10. 4 plus -10 divided by 2 equals -6 divided by 2, which equals -3. So the answer is -1, -3. I see a lot of students that are at this point very, very tempted to take this point and add them together. Do not do that. Do not do that, okay? So that's your final, that is the midpoint. If you want to draw it out, so like -7, 4, which is right, what, here, and figure a way to count it out, all that sort of stuff, 5, -10, you can do that. The problem that comes in is what if the midpoint is like -1.7, comma, positive 3.18125. It's 3 1/8, you know, something like that. You're probably not going to be able to accurately count that out. So they want a midpoint, use the midpoint convention. Use the same and find the distance between R and S. Find the distance between R and S. Okay, so R and S are these points. So there's two ways of doing that. I'll do them both real quick. So R is at -7, 4, -7, 4, and 5, -10. -7, 4, and 5, -10. There's two ways. We can either A, use the distance formula, which I'll just do that right here real quick. See if I can put it in here. Remember that's square root of x1 minus x2, or actually x2 minus x1. I'll go back and change that. x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1. And let me get the points from above so I adequately do that. -7, 4, and 5, -10, so that's -7 minus 5 and 4 minus -10. All right, let me zoom in so I can write a little better. -10. Oop, forgot my squared. Squared plus squared. All right, -7 minus 5 is -12. Squared. Don't forget, if you square a negative in your calculator, put it in parentheses, or else it'll come out wrong. -4, 4 minus -10 is plus, so that's 14 squared. So that is 144 plus 196 equals, that's what? 240, 340, the square root of 340, which I don't have a calculator on me. Whatever that comes out to, that is your distance. Actually, I do have a calculator on me. It's called a computer, which is sitting right next to me. That's all the computer is a giant calculator. Make sure I do that. 144 plus 196. Nope, not plus 16. 340, the square root of that is 18.43. 18.439. And that's your answer. Zoom back out. So there you go. The other way of doing that, so there's your distance formula. The other way, which I know a lot of students still like, so if I were to make this a line, let's make it an orange line. Nope. And we just start counting out our rise over run. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. If you recognize those from just a second, remember we had 12 and 14 over here? Yeah, there's a reason behind that. And just use your Pythagorean theorem. So that's 12 squared plus 14 squared equals c squared. So 144 plus 196 equals c squared. That's 340 again equals c squared. When I square root both sides to cancel out the root I get, I'm gonna have to come over here, c equals square root of 14, which again is 18.439. That's a point. So two ways of doing the same thing. Cool? Oop, let me back that so you can see it. Two ways of doing the same thing. All right, done.